There are times when what leaves you constantly feeling tired isn't summer itself. It's how your body has been gradually changing through the things you do every day. That change doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, quietly, so quietly, it's easy to believe it's simply part of summer, until your body begins to send its first signals. Most of us believe we're doing the right things for our health. When it's hot, we reach for cold drinks. When we're thirsty, we grab an ice cold smoothie. We spend more time in air conditioning to stay comfortable. They're all perfectly normal habits. And for many people, they work just fine. But sometimes the same habits you've followed for years no longer feel the way they used to. The shift is usually so gradual that it's easy to mistake it for nothing more than summer fatigue. So let's begin with the first sign. Sign 1. The first sign may surprise you. On a hot summer day, while everyone else is looking for shade, you find yourself feeling better after spending just a few minutes in the sun. Especially after sitting in air conditioning for hours. Not because they suddenly enjoy heat, but because its warmth leaves you feeling lighter and more comfortable. One experiences mean much, but if it keeps happening, don't dismiss it. Perhaps what's changing isn't the weather, it's the way your body feels in that environment. That may be the first sign that something has quietly shifted. Sign 2. You start preferring warmer things. Another change it can be just as easy to overlook. You gradually find yourself reaching for things that make you feel warmer. A cup of warm water, a bowl of hot soup, or a warm shower after a long day. Your appetite may not have changed at all, but those simply make you feel more comfortable than they used to. If this only happens once in a while, it's completely normal. But if you regularly prefer warm drinks, warm meals, and simply feel better when your body is warm, then perhaps it's no longer just a coincidence. What's worth noticing is the cup of water or the bowl of soup. It's the fact that little by little, they become the choice your body naturally reaches for. And for some people, that same pattern shows up again after eating or drinking something cold. That's where the next sign begins. Sign 3. Your body becomes more sensitive to cold foods and drinks. This sign often begins with things that seem completely ordinary. A glass of ice water, an ice-cold smoothie, or a meal straight out of the fridge. Before long, your stomach starts feeling uncomfortable. Some people feel bloated. Others notice their stomach beginning to gurgle, or they may have looser stools than usual. What surprises many people is that these very same foods never used to cause any discomfort at all. But over time, the same drink, the same meal, can leave you feeling very different. That doesn't mean cold foods or drinks are the cause of every problem, but it may suggest that your body is responding to familiar things in a different way. Instead of focusing only on what you ate or drank, pay attention to how your body feels afterward. For some people, the discomfort doesn't end after the meal. It can continue well into the next morning. And that's when the next sign begins to appear. Sign 4. You feel better after leaving an air-conditioned room. This sign often appears in situations that feel completely ordinary. After spending hours in an air-conditioned room, you walk outside. Normally, most of us would expect to feel warmer. But for some people, the very first feeling is actually a sense of relief. Not because it's cooler outside, but simply because you're no longer surrounded constant cold air. You may notice this right after leaving the office, or after turning off the air conditioner and letting the room warm up a little. If that feeling keeps happening, don't dismiss it, because sometimes the place where you feel better isn't the place you expected it to be. And there's still one more sign. It doesn't show up while you're eating. It doesn't appear the moment your surroundings change. Instead, it reveals itself in how quickly our body recovers after being cold. Sign 5. You recover more slowly after being cold. This is perhaps the sign that gets overlooked the most, but it may also be the one that best reflects how your body is doing right now. You walk into a cold room, you finish taking a shower, or you wake up early in the morning. Someone else may need only a few minutes to feel normal again, but for you, your hands and feet are still cold. Your body still feels heavy. It takes much longer before you finally start feeling better. One experiences mean much, but when that same feeling keeps coming back, along with other scenes you've noticed, It may be signal worth remembering. Perhaps what you need isn't more ways to cool yourself down. It's reducing constant exposure rate to cold throughout the day. Sometimes the first thing to change isn't your energy. It's your ability to recover from even smallest changes. And it's through those small signs that we begin to understand what's really happening inside our bodies. Why does this happen? By now, you may be wondering, why are these signs starting to appear? If you've noticed more than one of these signs, don't be too concerned. In many cases, these signs don't necessarily mean something is seriously wrong. Instead, they may simply indicate that your body is working hard to maintain its natural balance. Every day, our bodies respond to the weather, our daily habits, our sleep, and the foods and drinks we consume. When cooling influences like cold foods, air conditioning, or staying up late become part of your daily routine, your body has to work hard to keep everything in balance. Over time, you may notice that you recover more slowly, have a harder time feeling refreshed, even though you're not actually sick. Perhaps that's why so many people say, "I'm not sick, but I don't really feel well." One of the biggest misconceptions is believing that the hotter it gets, the more we need to cool ourselves down. It sounds completely logical, but every body has different needs. Two people can live through the very same summer, eat the same meal, drink the same beverage, yet their bodies can respond in completely different ways. The difference isn't in the drink, it's in the body receiving it. That's why there isn't a single food, herb, or drink that's right for everyone. The goal isn't to find what's supposedly best. It's to choose what best fits your body's current needs. Don't rush to do this at this point. The first thing you shouldn't do is try to cool yourself down even more, simply because the weather is hot. Don't rush to grab another glass of ice water, or go looking for another cooling drink, just because people say it's good for you. Because discomfort doesn't always come from the temperature and you. Sometimes, it's simply a sign that your body has been working harder than you realize to stay in balance. So instead of constantly changing your food, your drinks, or the herbs you use, slow down for a moment. Ask yourself, how do I feel after a cold drink? After spending hours in air conditioning, do I actually feel better, or do I simply feel heavier? After staying up late, do I recover quickly next morning, or am I still feeling drained? Those experiences often give you more reliable answers than advice passed along by other people. What you can do, you don't need to change everything starting today. Begin with the simplest changes first. If ice-cold drinks often leave you feeling uncomfortable, try cutting back for a few days. If warm, home-cooked meals leave you feeling better, try choosing them more often. If you can, try going to bed a little earlier. That alone gives your body more time to recover. You don't need to find the perfect solution. Just try on small change. Give yourself a few days to notice how you feel. Then decide what truly works for you. Every body has its own way of speaking, and the journey to better healed often begins by listening to those signals. In our next video, we'll explore how to choose the right summer drinks for different body states. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to How to Live Naturally and join us in the journey toward a more natural approach to health. Understand your body. Eat well. Live naturally.